Yo, yo. What's going on, peeps? Live back here on Sunday. Every Sunday we go live. All right. Well, got some nice Carnage to talk about here. This weekly candle here on Tether. Last week we were talking about this doji, and it started the week, coming down here, right? We ended up bullishly engulfing and we have clearly a nice bottom being put in here on Tether, which isn't going to bode well for crypto assets. This actually could take some time for this to play out, unfortunately. We could be looking at multi-weeks of potential downside here if we really do get this break above this 5.25 region, which, I mean, we have some news events here that are definitely pushing people into risking off assets, right? We have these tariffs that are being put through by our president. That's causing a big trade war right now. Markets don't really like uncertainty like that. And so that's going to have implications for crypto. Crypto's, as speculative as it gets. Let's take a look at the DXY, because that's pretty good, pretty big and important thing to look at here for risk assets. News doesn't matter really, but like that news event is driving the catalyst for the movements down in the stock market for sure. Even though I knew that the S&P was looking already topped out a while ago. But yeah, we had like 2 or 3 attempts at a potential break here, and we just didn't break. So, the buyers don't win this, then the sellers take over. It's really that simple. We look at the S&P futures, you can see what's happening there. Huge gap down. It's bouncing here off this low right now. But if you really zoom out on this, this just looks like a massive rising wedge that's probably going to play out. We're probably just going to go test the 5669 region. It'll take some time to play out. We have like really nasty monthly bearish divergence on the S&P. Yeah, not really anything good to talk about here about the S&P. Bitcoin holding 97K, I think, is actually pretty remarkable with the S&P doing what it's doing right now. But this, to me, I mean, we had a potential upthrust here that failed at this 109 region. If we go to the monthly chart, this is really the kicker. All right, the previous month's candle was really a hangman candle. We didn't really see the follow through on it. We actually attempted a rally, and we would have liked to see a closure above this wick high to negate this. That didn't happen, and so sellers kind of taking over the price, and that's kind of what you see when you don't get that type of action. And the other thing that's kind of a concern is if you look at the monthly stochastics, we're already up here at these highs. We haven't crossed down on the monthly, but I'm sure like the 2-week chart is starting to show signs of that, and the weekly now is confirming a breakdown on the momentum. So not looking good for the Bitcoins. It really looks like, once we, we're still within the bounds of the range, right? The range is, 108 to 92K. All right. But let's be real. If we're going to see selling pressure come in, there's no real way that this low here is going to hold. I don't think so. I'm thinking that we could potentially see Bitcoin come down to like 72K, retest this breakout, which honestly wouldn't be an unhealthy thing to see. I thought this was going to happen a lot sooner than it is happening right now. Like I thought we were going to probably see this earlier in the year. So it's kind of what it looks like. Kind of what it looks like. What looks like is going to happen. This could be more of a longer drawn out correction because of what the S&P looks like. So unless the Fed just starts turning the printers on like right now, which I don't think they're going to right this moment, I do think that they will do something maybe later on in the quarter here. I don't think the bull cycle would be over if that happened, because this is just a I even have this plotted on the futures chart. This is a gap fill. It's a gap fill. It's gap fill. I believe what you guys want, man. I'm just telling you what the increased probabilities are a lot higher now that we're seeing this macro event right now. So listen, I hope it doesn't. I mean, it's pretty clear we have a range here, and if it continues to respect the range, then that's great. A lot of these assets are very oversold, specifically the altcoins. I mean, ETH is wrecked, dude. What, $2,800 ETH? Like, we end up losing, this $2,400 region. I would say it's really effed for a while. If we lose this demand line specifically, all right, we're not in jeopardy of losing it right this moment, but if we do end up taking out this demand line, man, like, we do something like this where we back test it as resistance and we come down, we're going to come down a lot harder than what people think. So we're fine right now, but I would say that if that does happen, that's not going to be good. Not going to be good at all. Long cycle extended into 2026. I don't know, man. I don't think so. I think it'll just be, if this cycle does continue, it's just going to be like any other cycle. It'll just be, if anything, it'll be shorter after this pretty gnarly dip we're getting right now. But Bitcoin really hasn't dipped at all. Like 97K, I wouldn't even consider that a dip for Bitcoin, right? Like a dip for Bitcoin's like 30%. Bitcoin's not even down 10% from its high. So what's going on, Toe? You want your S&P futures, your NASDAQ futures, your gold? Probably not bad to just stay short for the moment in these markets. Yeah. NASDAQ support here at 220,682 on the 2-day chart, daily chart. Yeah, I guess, I don't know. They're trying to bounce it here off the major support level here. Yeah, I'd be careful trying to short into support, but if they go and gap fill this area, this 21.5 region, look for that lower high to short. I mean, you're still in a massive uptrend, right? Thing is, it's like your monthly time frames look like they're going to roll over in a big way. So gold. Gold, I would assume, is probably ripping, or yeah, gold's actually holding up pretty well. That makes some sense. People flight to gold, flight to the dollar. Bitcoin futures sitting at 98K right now. So yeah, I don't know what gap down and maybe an attempted bounce off this region. This is a really high volume area, 97K. Hate to say it, but I did say we would see a Trump dump, man. It's all good though. I don't know. Is what it is. Yeah, so all you really need to pay attention to is Tether. Tether looking like it put a bottom in, right? You got one low, you got your second low, and this is your neckline, man. You break that and you're going to go test 4.9%. That is definitely going to bleed the market out for sure if we do see follow through on this. And it's really difficult to say that we're not at this point, especially with a weekly MACD about to cross. And your weekly stochastics here telling you crossing the bullish control zone. It looks pretty bullish for the Tether dollar. The monthly time frame. Also, you kind of got some divergence that is here on the monthly. All right, this could be, if this plays out, this could be pretty brutal for the market. Pretty brutal for the market. Okay. I mean, I just don't have good news. There's no deploying good news when charts look like this. All right. Dude, this cycle repaint chart is a repaint chart, man. Just saying. The only thing that is interesting about some of this stuff is like, no, I don't think Trump is anti-crypto, dude. I think Trump just stirred the pot with 2 neighboring countries to start a trade war, dude. Nobody likes that. Just saying. I'm not talking about politics on a stream either, by the way. But the fear and greed index is now in fear. So to me, if we're going to remain in a bull run, everything's on sale. I would say that when the markets go in fear during a bull run, it's probably time to buy stuff. Right? Not financial advice, of course. I can't even get on this site right now. It sucks. But yeah, so the altcoin season index chart is probably really wrecked. I don't see how that is producing anything good right now with how these assets look. Yeah, but I would really pay attention to what this dollar is doing, man. Because like, if the dollar ends up really breaking out, man, like if we end up taking out these highs, it's just difficult to say that the market's bottomed out and you should just start buying. We'll see how this dollar performs. I think we're going to get like a range deviation or maybe even a move back into this structure, and we go a bit lower. Yeah. EPTC ratio is absolutely annihilated. Yeah, this looks done for now, man. Like looks like we're going to 0.026 of a ratio. Bitcoin dominance is close to 61%. All coins getting smashed. Everyone's selling their alts into Bitcoin and or into cash right now. This is what happens when the market's in fear, guys. People just exit, capitulate, and move into the strongest asset. That's what happens. Yeah, but initially the dollar will rip, right? Initially the dollar will rip because people are flighting into safety. So, yeah, I mean, I think we got like a couple weeks of shenanigans going on here at least. We'll see how far they take this down. It really just looks like a pretty gnarly shakedown is what it looks like to me. But I wouldn't put it past it, man, if we got a wick down to like 80K, man. Like, I really wouldn't put it past it. It really wouldn't shock me at all. It would create so many liquidation events, too, because you got so many people that are along the bottom of the range there at 90K. You know, and then everyone probably just takes shorts once like that 92K region breaks, and then they just squeeze all the shorts out at like 80 to 85K. But at that point, we're close enough to fill that gap at 74. I mean, like, I'm just saying, man, it could just be a quick wick and fill it and go, be a touch and go type of thing. If and when that happens, that would really shake this market up hardcore. Like, people would be like, F crypto, I don't want anything to do with it. And I could see that happening. You probably shouldn't rule it out if you're a trader. You know what I mean? And like, that's a magnet area on the futures chart. It's not just like some area. It is the area where we broke out from. Oh, but it's a breakaway gap, man. You don't fill breakaway gaps. Well, when you have scenarios and situations like this, anything's possible. Okay. Don't rule it out. I think it's a possibility. Bitcoin's very extended on the monthly time frame too. It's not like this thing is like got so much room to run. I don't think so, man. Like, check out the monthly. All right. Check out the bands. Every single time we deviate outside these Bollinger Bands, these are local tops that are set in. Outside deviations like that. Okay. We set this happened to be the market cycle top outside Bollinger, and then we got the bearish divergence for the double top in November of 21. All right. So yeah, we could still make this bearish divergence move, okay, for a new all-time high on Bitcoin. All right. I'm not ruling that out. I think that that's still a possibility and probably still going to happen. Okay. So here you go, right? Outside Bollinger Band deviations, top. This top here that was made was not an outside Bollinger deviation. This was a bearish divergence that was created at a slightly higher high. That was the double top that we made. This was the first outside Bollinger Band deviation that we made. We got a reset, and now we just made our second right here. So this basically marked this top, this local top. All right. So yeah, I still think that we're going to get something like this, and we're going to go up again, and we're going to make a new all-time high. And what we're going to end up doing on this monthly time frame is very similar to what we did back here in November of 21, where we get this move down. Everyone's freaking out. This is the dip I'm talking about to like 74K. And then we're going to do something like this where we come back up on the momentum chart. And we're going to make a lower high right here. We're going to have bearish divergence. And that's going to be your new all-time high. Bro, nothing is for certain, okay? Nothing is for certain. I don't know what's going to end up happening. I'm just like you. I'm just looking at a chart, okay? All I know is that patterns tend to repeat themselves over and over and over again. It looks like this thing is going to repeat this pattern again, is all it looks like to me. Where we end up going from here, nobody knows. We can only see what's happening in front of us in the short term here. All right. But if this indicator, this is a monthly time frame, all right, there's not any real fake outs on this chart ever. Monthly deviations like this outside the band usually mark local tops. All right. And yes, I think we get one more top that's put in, and that would be the cycle top. That would be the top. Okay. So we got some months ahead of us here, I think, before we really start to see some movements back up in this market. All right. So that's what the chart says. I mean, I could be wrong. We could just end up piling through this and just keep rip. I just don't think so, man. Like, not with your RSIs all the way up here. And you got monthly, you have it, man. You have monthly bearish divergence up here. Do you see it? You have a high and you have a lower high on the RSI. This was the all-time high that we made at 109 or whatever here. The highest high on price that we saw. All right. What? Yeah, dude, they don't, man. And people, I mean, I'm gonna get a lot of shit in this chat right now for what I'm saying, but like, this is what it says. Okay, dude, 250K cycle top, man. Yeah, it could very well be, but we could be seeing a lot lower first, and it could be months of this. Okay. Could be months of this potentially. So who knows, man? Maybe these altcoins are just going to wake up. You know, they're not going to give a shit about what Bitcoin's doing, right? Dude, if you're in denial about what's happening right now, you probably shouldn't be in crypto land. You probably should just not be in it, because it's not going to be fun to watch when this stuff goes down. Okay. Anywho, what tickers would you guys like to look at? PSNL XRP. All right, let's take a look at them. No bueno on the weekly, man. Show the egg chart. I don't. Is there even an egg chart to look at? Can I? Are there egg futures that I could chart? Oh, there is actually. That's cool. Oh, it's only a line chart though. That sucks. Eggs grade A large per dozen. We're gunning for new all-time highs, dude. Or gunning for the highs, I should say. There you go, Rush. Here's your quarterly chart. Looks pretty bullish with this 3-month stochastic up there. Yeah, egg prices are going to new highs, man. This thing looks like it's gone completely parabolic. Oh my god. Oh geez, that's funny. Oh man. Okay, a Litecoin. We'll take a look at it. Trump coin, XRP. Long eggs, bro. XRP. Yeah, so okay, dude. So your quarterly RSI is up here. I mean, I think eventually, yeah, you could get to these levels of the RSI like you did in the 2017, 2018 bull run. But for now, you can clearly see you have weekly bear div playing out. I don't see how this is going to go up with the rest of the market coming down. I just don't see that. To me, this looks like we could see, even a potential of like 70 cents potentially. That could be that deep of a retrace too. You got levels here though. You got a level here at $1.57. This Fibonacci level here. Yeah, I mean, we usually see like 886 fib extensions. After major breakouts like this. So you broke out. Maybe you come back down to back test your breakout, right? I wouldn't even see that that's a bearish thing to see. That's actually a bullish thing to see. How deep of a retest that you get, yet to be determined. But yeah, I think downside for sure on the XRPs. Litecoin, let's see, probably much of the same. I mean, Litecoin attempted to break this range here and failed a couple times. Now, this is a major support level here for Litecoin at the 10, just whatever, just $100 region here. It looks like 105. Again, I don't really see how this is going to hold this level if the whole market's going to capitulate and come down some more. So yeah, where's Litecoin going? I don't know, man. Back to $80. It could even come back down to this range low at 60. It's Litecoin, dude. You know, monthly time frame, yeah, not overbought, but you did get it, man. You got the range monthly deviation here, right? And every single time you get those happen to be, you know, local tops in the market. I'm not saying that this is the top. I'm saying that this is like probably that local top. Okay. Sol's been outperforming ETH this cycle. Nothing new there. Nothing new there, man. Yeah, nothing new there. What did I miss? Did you guys ask for anything else? Trump coin. I'm gonna not chart that. There's not really enough data for that. Let's see. My chickens are pushing dollars right out their ass. Nice. AMD. Yeah, we can take a look at AMD. Dude, honestly, man, I think all the equities are going to be getting wrecked tomorrow, dude. Like, yeah, I mean, AMD maybe down to like $90. It's sitting on a daily support. I don't know, maybe I'm being way too bearish on this market, but like from what I'm seeing, it's like really grim on these monthly time frames, man. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. The daily on AMD was looking okay the other day, holding this range low. Dude, the stock market hasn't even really started getting wrecked yet, bro. Like crypto is selling off. Crypto is going to sell off a lot faster than the stock market is, because like those stocks actually do stuff. These coins don't do anything. You know, yeah, man. you could try to catch some falling knives on these assets for sure. I mean, look like AVAX, for example. This to me looks like a big old M shape, dude. We could be coming back down to like $12. I don't know. Like, I'm just giving you an idea of what could happen. It may not happen, but if Bitcoin's not performing, then how are these altcoins going to perform? We haven't really seen ETH kind of show any sort of outperformance in this market either. So like it would be a different story if Ethereum was leading the show, right? Where if ETH was like ripping and like Bitcoin was doing nothing, then I would be like saying some different things like, oh, AVAX could perform while Bitcoin's sitting, you know? Yeah, I don't know, man. We'll see how this plays out, but hopefully it's not as grim as I'm talking about, but it could be, and it's something that you guys need to really consider, because if we end up taking out this range low, okay, there's not really much here, right? We have the daily 200 moving average here around 78K. I agree, dude. Bitcoin is holding up extremely well. Dude, yes, 100%. But some of these altcoins, no, man, like they're not holding up that well. Okay. Well, So I will say this. So we had a meme coin kind of cycle this cycle. So the meme coins are actually the ones really to look at. So like, yeah, I mean the AI agents too. The AI agents really ran hard, right? It's really kind of a weird altcoin cycle this year. This cycle, I will say, it's not like a traditional type of altcoin run by any means. So, you got things like Ondo Finance, right? Like this coin is like was one of the better performers this run, right? It made new all-time highs here in December, and it looks like shit right now. Like really, this looks like a bear flag. Maybe it comes down to this 112 region. Maybe it goes a bit lower. Well, weekly's kind of saying that it could go a lot lower, right? You're just losing weekly momentum right now. I'm just saying, like, I think these alts can really come down a lot more, where maybe Bitcoin ends up. I just don't see how Bitcoin holds while the equities market tumbles. I could be wrong, dude. I could be very wrong. I hope that I'm wrong, but it's going to be difficult for the risk assets to really perform while the dollar is running like this, and we have all this uncertainty in this market right now. That's all. I don't see any really good setups on these charts. So maybe some meme coins look good. They're wrecked, a lot of them. We can look at some of those actually. Yeah, like some of these are bouncing. Like this one's bouncing. It's up 14%. So like, yeah, I mean, some of these really, really small cap memes that are, really wrecked, that have drawn down like 90+%. Like, right, this is drawn down 95%. So you could get some nice bounces out of these coins, right? Like some of these AI ones for sure. Like AI Monica, she's wrecked, dude. Just reversing like nowhere though here. Like to me, this just looks, I don't know. I guess on regular time scale, it's reversing at an 886 hip extension, which, yeah, that's a major drawdown, right? That's like an 88.6% drawdown, like 90% drawdown. Okay. Yeah. And that's kind of where the deep perceived value areas are for a lot of these speculative assets. And so, yeah, I don't think it's rug, dude. It's 12.5 million market cap. I'm just saying, like, some of these memes can really bounce hard. I don't really see how they're going to just start ripping when the whole market's not ripping, but I could see them bouncing pretty hard. Be some nice bounce trades here for sure. Like this one too, maybe. Trump rugged ETH. No, dude. Trump bought ETH. He didn't rug it. Bro, you need to go and relax, man. Trump is actually up on the day. Trump is up 3% on the day, actually. There you go. Trump coin looks like it might try to maybe do something here. I don't know. Looks like it's in some sort of structure. It's trying to hold these regions here. It's got a lot of liquidity, man. 551 million, probably the most out of any meme coin that exists. Yeah, it could be. I wouldn't take this trade yet, though. Not enough data on this chart for me to take this trade, but it's trying to hold the range, dude. It's trying to hold the range. But yeah, I think a lot of these low cap alts are going to bounce pretty hard. They're very, very wrecked, man. A lot of them are just really destroyed. Like this Zerbro coin was a $500 million market cap, is now a 60 million market cap. Like this to me is like, if this coin has any viability or anything that it's doing that's good for AI or whatever, this thing is beyond an 88.6% retracement. Like These are deep value perceived areas for an asset. Okay, oversold on the daily 12-hour. I mean, your 3-day still has room to go down, but like if this market bounces or we get some sort of, relief rally or something, we're going to get relief rallies on the way down, guys. Like we're going to get those. So you can trade them if you're careful about it. And yeah, this relief rally could be pretty significant. This could probably run all the way back up to the 618, and that's like a 400% move potentially. So ETH is just back testing. I don't know, dude. ETH got rejected on Friday when it tried to break out of its wedge here. I wouldn't say that this is a back test. I would say that this is now a breakdown. We actually are now trading below the daily 200 moving average. We're coming back down to these reaccumulation levels from October of 2024, right? So it's testing this region here is what it's doing, all right? None of this is really that bullish to me, actually. It's actually really not good at all, what ETH is doing right now. So it's unfortunate. I thought for sure we were going to see an ETH breakout here on Friday or whatever. But the equities market just started rolling over, dude. Canceled. Looks canceled to me for now. We had bullish divergence and it attempted to play out. Failed break. Okay. This neckline here is pretty big, man. If ETH loses this neckline, we're going to the weekly 200, which is 2.4K. And I would say at that point, you're like really, really, really in jeopardy of losing your major uptrend here on ETH if that ends up breaking. Looks pretty bad. Yeah, ETH's been pretty bad this whole cycle. Agreed. Blood on the streets, man. I unfortunately don't have good news for anybody. Go ahead, Josh. Go ahead and buy some ETH, man. I'm not going to sit here and tell you what to do, what not to do. It's fine as long as it holds this uptrend, man. If you hold the uptrend, you're fine, dude. But, man, you got monthly bearish divergence coming in. None of this looks really good. Really, none of it looks good. Can change on the dime, dude. Can really change quickly. Really, it can. I've seen it happen. But when you get weekly crossdowns like this and you got Bitcoin looking toppy and distributing up there at 109K and a couple failures and monthly squeeze deviations like that, it really doesn't look good. Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't look good. It looks like more blood on the streets is what it looks like. Yeah, I would potentially agree with that. That was definitely a driving news event for sure to cause a lot of de-risking. For sure. For sure. Yeah. It's looking pretty ugly, man. This reaccumulation on Tether is really not what you want to see in a bull run. You don't want to see this. If this was really going to continue running, dude, we would have broke this support a long time ago. And then the alts would have went flying, dude. That didn't happen. It just didn't happen. Didn't happen, man. I'm just as upset about it as you guys are, really. I don't know. I think my sound's okay. I mean, dude, like you can forget about pulse shape if nothing is performing, you know. Bitcoin dominance, man. Just ripping, dude. 61.3. It's about to break out. Yeah, that is really not good for altcoins. If Bitcoin dominance ends up breaking back into this range, dude, 71% for Bitcoin dominance is whew, wrecked city, man. That is wrecked city if that happens. I hope that doesn't happen. I don't see anything good happening right now, guys. Really, I don't see anything good. Well, hopefully we'll have better news. Your $95,000 short on Bitcoin is looking juicy. Yeah, dude. Shorts are going to be good right now. Yep. But all your stocks are going to get wrecked there, Mr. Big. Hope you liquidated them. It could be, dude. I don't know. I'm not here calling the tops or anything like that, but I mean, when you get range deviations like this, and typically these mark local tops or the tops of markets, you know. Yeah, like we could get a reset and then make bearish divergence on the monthly again to make a new all-time high. That could potentially happen. Not ruling that out. I'm not sitting here calling the top, man. No, I'm not doing that. But I am saying that I think we established a local top for sure. And with those RSIs looking the way they do and the equities market looking the way it looks, I don't see how Bitcoin's going to just perform. So I think this is like potentially a weaker cycle because we're at the end of a major liquidity cycle for the S&P and the NASDAQ. Usually those cycles are like 18 to 20 years. You know, we're like at the end of it. So these cycles could be a lot weaker than previous cycles. Again, I'm not sitting here calling the top, guys. I don't know if this was the top or not. In fact, like Pi cycle didn't give me that inclination. MVRV score didn't give me that inclination. Bunch of metrics didn't give me that inclination. But Bollinger Band deviations give you inclination on price. And so, like I said before, we could spend a few months like drawing down or consolidating or pulling back, and we find some sort of low. I'm thinking it's maybe 74K. Just happens to be a gap fill area. And that would probably be like around a 30% drawdown for Bitcoin, which is normal in bull runs, right? I mean, a little bit, I guess it would be, 74K would be about, 32% drawdown. What is my opinion on Daniel from Chart Champions? I don't know. I haven't really looked at his content. Is he calling the cycle top right now? The only thing that makes me a little scared is what's going on with Tether here on the weekly. Okay. Yeah. I think we can go maybe up to test this 5.5% region, which is the weekly 200 MA for Tether. And, hopefully we get rejected there. And then they bring it all the way down, and we continue this bull run. But if we go up there, there's going to be a lot more blood, man. So I'm trying to say. I don't think this blood is done. Like the fear and greed index just went into fear. Right? Like it's only now just in fear. So we could go to like 20s, and I'm just keeping it real, man. Like there's no reason to beat around the bush. Like a lot of these assets look like they're going to just continue down. So. Yeah, it's a weekly double bottom, dude. That's the problem. That's the thing. That's what I'm saying. Yes, it is. So it's a confirmed weekly double bottom. Significant. Not a daily or like a 4 hour or something. It's a weekly. So pretty bad, pretty bad, pretty bad, pretty bad. Yep. Yeah, man, and you got like quarterly stochastics in the buy zone. It's like, oh, dude. Looks pretty bad. Like this is coming, like looks like this negative momentum is coming to a close here. And once negative momentum is done, what happens, dude? You get positive momentum to come in on the asset. And then this goes up, not down, it goes up. 96K, right? There you go. Let the bloodbath continue. Whatever you want to think, man. I think that this is going to be a pretty gnarly shakedown, man. It's going to be pretty gnarly. It's going to be pretty bad. Doesn't look good. Yeah. Yep. Hopefully Tether fails to break higher, man. Really. Hopefully that happens. Looks pretty strong right now. Looks pretty strong. About to break this range. We had 1, 2. This is your third attempt at breaking it. Usually that's the break on the third. Yep. Yep. We're probably coming into the zone here where people are going to probably want to be buying Bitcoin. I got these lows or something. We haven't broken the major ranges here yet, but just look at the structure. It looks kind of like a rounding top formation. Yeah, of course, man. Listen, so I come on streams here and maybe the price action is good and assets look good. I'm going to tell you they look good. When they don't look good, I'm going to give you what I see. I'm not going to tell you something that I don't believe. Okay. It doesn't benefit me at all telling you that these markets look like shit. Like, how does that benefit me? It doesn't. Just be cognizant of it. That's all. Hopefully these ranges hold, man. It's gonna be pretty ugly. It looks like though. This correction. Bitcoin dominance is breaking out. 61.4%. She's all right. We've been live for almost an hour. I feel like I just keep kind of saying the same things. I'm sorry this market sucks right now. There's not much I can do about it. All we can hope for is the US dollar loses steam and risk assets can perform. But to me, this looks like the dollar is cup and handling right here. Like it's probably going to go higher. Unless something drastically changes or dramatically changes with the macro environment, I think that we got some more downside to come. It's going to present a buying opportunity, of course. It's going to present that. So if you have cash on the sideline, then you're going to be in good shape to get some of these dips because they're going to be nice dips, and a lot of people are going to be way too scared to buy them. But they're going to present opportunities, guys. So remember that. If Bitcoin makes, 74K would be a higher low, dude. It's not even a bad thing. It's like, as long as you make macro higher lows, you have your low, you have another low, you have another low, you have another low. As long as you make a higher low than 54K, well, you're making higher lows. Yeah, well, that's probably why the DXY is also, ripping, right? Because the Canadian dollar is part of the index. But, yep, that doesn't bode well for risk assets. S&P gap down. I'm sure NASDAQ gap down. I'm sure all major indices gap down. Yeah, we'll see what kind of bids come in at these support levels. Like that's what really is going to be the kicker. Alt season looking pretty grim right now, dude. When ETH starts outperforming Bitcoin, let me know. But right now, it's not doing that at all. It's actually breaking a major structure right now. Yeah, everything's gonna be bleeding, man. None of this looks good. It all looks no good. I'm excited for it, dude, when it happens, yeah. Right now, it's not happening. Looks pretty canceled right now. This looks wrecked. So wrecked, dude. I think it just depends on where Bitcoin finds its bottom or its low. It's coming into a support here. This is its support. This neckline. So again, I would still say Bitcoin's kind of holding up pretty well relative to what the Nasdaq's doing right now and the S&P is doing right now. S&P is down 1.6%. Nasdaq down 2.2%. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, these bearish crosses on the weekly time frames, monthly time frame, and Nasdaq losing its momentum here. I think we're going to see some more blood, dude, in the equities market. This is like a massive rising wedge, man. dude. This could be like at least to the breakout area of the NASDAQ. Back down to 16.4. Yikes, dude. That's what it looks like. It's tough to just chill, bro, when you have like some technical things happening on this chart that are pretty bearish stuff to see. Okay. Just keeping it real, man. That's it. I don't like what I'm seeing here on the tether chart. This is breaking out right now. This looks like it can easily go back up to test resistance at minimum. Yeah. Well, good luck, crypto holders. Good luck, us. Yeah, looks like some blood is incoming. More blood. So put it all in on Toshi, bro. Yeah, pick a meme coin, bro. Let's see if we get a bounce here or something. Feels like we might get some sort of bounce. We should. Yeah, man, I've been taking profit for sure. Gotta do that stuff. Well, tether is officially out on the 15-minute here, the hourly, 4-hour. Well, the 4-hour hasn't really confirmed out just yet. ETH hanging on by a thread right on this back test area here. Got some wicks coming in here on the 4-hour for now. All right. Appreciate all you guys tuned in. Sorry I don't have great news right now. This market's going through a pretty gnarly washout. That's it, dude. Hopefully this thing recovers and holds ETH here. This is the level it's got to really hold, I would say. This is a make or break moment for Ethereum right here. All right. Have a good week, guys. Trade safe, trade smart. Make sure you guys pay attention to what the equities markets are doing if you're trading crypto, and watch that tether chart, man. That weekly double bottom, if that gets follow through, is not going to be good. All right. Thanks, boys. Be good.